Which die shall I use today?
One that doesn't break.
Well, if I roll them properly, they don't break.
So you're just bad at rolling. Alright.
Well, you don't roll them together. I found out the hard way.
Unless
Because they have the same level of
plastic dice.
You're just jealous because I have fancy gem ones.
Yeah.
I find that funny.
Remember,
Just humor me a little bit here.
remember Clay Ashwood?
Don't get me wrong, they're cool.
There.
But jealousy is not an emotion I have for normal things.
GM then doesn't want to help me influence my decision. I know which dice should I use.
You should use. You should roll a dice to find out which one it is. How many sets of dice do you
I
have?
told you once that wouldn't break. How much more influence do you need, woman?
Oh shoot, I'm doing it the wrong
Very
way.
vague influence.
I basically gave you UN level influence. That's politically effective influence. At least according to millions of dollars.
To be fair, I would have tried to roll two in the same cup as well, because who thinks about things like that? Should we roll for a recap?
Yeah, let me roll just.
D5, D6.
You're the one who takes shots.
Alright, I'm taking
Joshua, it's your time anyway.
What? Did we didn't roll, did we?
Oh, fine. You know what? Fine. Here.
2.
There's two.
Kylie.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just changed the direction.
We could have just said it's my turn anyway.
No, it would have been new. It would have been bad.
No, you could have just said
It would
like,
have started with you,
I don't
and
start
then
with
go to
me.
him. But you could have.
I'm a natural 6, man.
It
Alright.
doesn't matter.
So, if memory serves right, we started outside of the dream world, and we just basically had a whole week. We decided, like, we need to take a long rest so we can get all of our spell slots and hit dice back, and so we just kind of goofed around and did a bunch of stuff, and Nakia just kind of sat there and thought about things.
I mean, I did that for an entire day.
Yeah,
But only an entire day.
just an entire day.
Not the entire week.
And then all of our friends came back too. That was the other thing. All of our friends came back is something. So Warren's little wretched is now part of his book, and the lonely became part of Bran's book, and the angry became part of Nakia's shadow. So it now has two heads.
Yeah, because it's wrong, and I did not like it anyways.
Nakia didn't want it, so it's like I'll show
It came
you.
from Ku, who's my best friend, and since she's gone now, where did she go?
She went up to save her people.
Right, that's
Her
what she
planet
did.
needed her.
Her family was cursed, and she was still cursed, and there was the curse that needed lifting. And then,
So
Look,
instead of
cursing
taking
girl.
her, it took me, and I don't want that, but it did it anyways.
and then Burl's little lost friend became part of her dog, so now her dog's a familiar, and he's got sheep eyes and a radioactive zombie tail.
Oh, that's true. That is very weird.
And then Burl finally got her head, and she gave it to the ice, and she's not a werewolf anymore.
That's good because it was getting real weird.
I can't believe that worked. Alright.
On that one, I was just gonna let it happen because, frankly, I was like, I wasn't expecting it to happen before you got out of Dream World.
Bran was super poetic.
Yes, that's right. She got disease.
Oh,
The
right.
only way that
Curated with
with bad
poetry.
poetry. Oh my gosh. that
You
was-
got like the easiest, not the easiest, the most tame diseases and cures out of all of that table.
that was,
There is some pretty crazy stuff.
that was pretty funny.
It was an interesting experience.
Well, bad poetry was had.
Yep.
It was
and then
indeed.
Bran. Warren decided to try and become a
This is
disciple of Bran.
hilarious. This is
Yeah.
It's true. Bran is worthy of respect. So.
they're like,
Burl
Sorry.
went off to
they're
go.
like chips.
I
They're
couldn't
like
stop
food.
it, but instead I played it.
I'm so happy.
Burl tried to find out more about werewolves, and she only found out that everybody likes to kill werewolves.
Which we already knew.
So
What?
she's kind of really nervous about that now.
I may or may not have been a werewolf hunter back in my day, even though I'm still back.
The reality is, it's missing the apostrophe and it's really werewolves. And we're all gonna turn into werewolves because it's a collective disease.
Oh shoot.
We got the werewolves disease.
Don't say that where the DM can hear, and maybe you.
Oh no!
Wow.
And then it ended with something about they all got together on like the last day, and the king had said this notice about he's finally got a lead on the Archfey that cursed his daughters.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
The Archmage.
Archfey.
An enchantress who might be a Fae of some power. Or
I kept thinking Enchantress. That's all I thought.
Thank you.
What if it's
In
an
more
archmage fate?
you're not wrong.
And so we were gonna go down there, but before
Actually, I
we
do
did that,
explain she was an enchantress of some Fae origin.
so we all got together and we're talking about stuff, and then Bran tried to hug a girl, and she was like, nope, and she ran out of there, and I believe the DM ended it with, they were heading back to the king's quarters in hot hug pursuit.
That sounds about right.
How fast do you
That is
actually,
good.
how many feet per second can you go? Like, what's your movement speed?
25, but I rolled a net 20 on my dex saving throw.
He gets you right in the doorway to the king's throne room for the hug.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, net 20s are great, but
That
it's
sounds
not enough to save you.
It sounds like an appropriate next chapter in the Brand's magical mystery tour saga.
Alright, roll for hug, roll a hug saving throw. Constitution,
Roll for
Oh,
hug.
yeah.
athletics.
Athletics, huh?
I don't know, unless you want to roll like,
Well, I mean, is hugs really about athletics, or is it about the emotional value of it?
try to sell me on the emotional value. What would you roll for?
Charisma,
Okay.
which is actually worse, but I think it
Roll-
makes
roll-
more sense.
In fact, roll, what are you trying to do with the hug?
I too am in the hug pursuit, and I'm at 11 in Dex.
Oh no, I'm just reading the skills.
I'm probably doing something
I
else.
forgot
Unless
what
I
skills
was.
are fast. I know it's on my board, but I couldn't
Would it
find
be
it
like
fast
a
enough.
medicine, maybe?
Yeah, medicine.
The hug?
Yeah, treat it as a medicine check.
A medicine check?
Yeah, because you're
Where
trying
the heck
to
did you get that?
because you're trying to make her feel better.
Yes.
Well, if you want that, that's my best skill, so okay.
Oh no,
Dude,
What'd you get?
I'm just trying to follow the rules.
I have an 18.
Like with the plot, with the.
My constitution is + 0, so it's an 18 base roll.
I have a 13 base roll, but I have +8.
Dang it!
Bro, the hug is a mighty hug, and eventually you do feel better, but it's embarrassing like your dad hugged you. And you're just like, I'm in public.
Come
Not
here,
in front of the king!
come here, take your medicine. Come on, bring it in.
Alright, no! Could have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And you join
They're
that.
meddling hugs.
I eventually catch up and also hug.
Yes.
Everybody's hugging.
It's a.
Nakia, you find your way there.
Oh, okay.
Because you've been invited and you
Save
can't.
me, Nakia!
But
Save
why?
me! I don't want to be in a hug!
You know what's funny, girl?
Hugs are fun.
Well,
I'm not gonna hug them.
You come and get in the hug then, and you see how much fun it is.
I feel like increasingly sure that Burl is the only sane one in the group. And originally I was like, I'm definitely way more sane than Burl. But at this point, the hugs have gotten so out of control that I think it's like, it's come full circle. Because like everyone else is like hug zombies now. I need
Nakia's
to.
not a hug zombie, he's just very neutral.
He needs to be a hug zombie. Hey, Brad, you should go hug Nakia and infect him with your...
Nakia's just gonna do what everyone else is doing, okay?
I'm actually not.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say,
having
just
more
stand
fun
there.
watching this hug sesh.
Alright. Sick hug sesh, bro.
But you can have more fun if you participated.
The hug eventually ends because all good things must come to an end, right, Brent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Hey, Pearl, give me a roll of d20. Just see how long the sunglasses. Just roll d20 for me. I'm just coming to you, so I want to know.
That's a 7.
Alright, you managed to wiggle your way out of it after 13 minutes
No, wait.
of solid hug.
That's a 1, actually.
Oh, shoot, that one?
Yeah, that's an that one.
You don't escape on your own. How long did you want to hug?
Until the end.
She's young and...
Until the end of the heat
Not
death of
the
the
king.
universe.
The king intervenes after about 7 minutes of hug.
Oh,
No,
7 minutes is perfect. It's just enough to make it really awkward, but not enough to be like.
I think
Alright, I'm
7
glad we-
seconds is enough to make it awkward.
7 minutes is enough to make it feel normal.
That,
The most awkward way
Like,
possible.
this is your life now.
come on, hey.
At 7 minutes, the second you let go, you're like, wait, shouldn't we be hugging?
Alright. So we're in the king's room. We have been summoned and finally Bran has been Burl has been forced to feel better against her will.
The brand hug monster's been satiated for the time being.
I'm glad we've solved this problem. Now,
The sacrifice pleases the brand.
cool. Alright. Moving on from the wonderful diversion.
We're out over the other side of Nokia.
There's no escape.
Right.
I'm watching you, Bran.
It is hard to think with all these jokes going on,
I
guys.
know, right?
I'm doing my best here.
I'm done.
The king stands up, claps his hands, he's like, good. You know, he's kind of just like, alright, hugs over. It's been a while. You've had a good one.
Last request before I stop talking. Can it be a slow clap?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Like the slowest possible clap.
That was my last thing I did.
And as the king goes on to explain why he called us, his hands are slowly coming together. And eventually, by the time we leave, it may actually meet.
Indeed. It's just the king right now. There's nobody else in the court really. There's people that have been doing stuff on the way in. You guys did notice there are people who are doing things. There's, you know, some of the guards were kind of armed and prepared and stuff. So they were a bit more on duty than they were when you left the castle for earlier extravagance and jokes and good times.
Okay.
And yeah, he kind of gets you all up to his throat so he can talk. He's got a small bunch of notes that people have written him that he's got on hand. And he's just kind of every now and then he's like, alright, you know, okay, these notes, they're good notes. He's like,
What are the notes? We didn't write any notes to him, did we?
No, we didn't write notes to him.
Are they from your people?
I sent him some of my poetry.
oh yes,
Which ones?
I haven't gotten around to
The
reading it.
ones or the worst ones?
He has gotten to reading it. But, he's like, no, these are from some of my more loyal subjects, and some of them are a bit more discreet than others. But I think we've found where this enchantress went to.
Is it far away?
Not really. That's why it's so weird.
Like, she could just stay and see what's going on and come down in a minute, kind of not far away.
It's about 2 days' journey.
That's not too bad.
Still within the thorn wall, so it's quite close.
Speaking outside of session, within the week that we were all running around, I would imagine Burl would have at least gotten a chance to see what moon phase we were on, so I can know where we're at right now. I meant to ask that earlier and I totally forgot.
Where was it before you went into the moonscape? So, because I had not kept track of it well
I
enough.
erased it because I was trying to track it in the moonscape, and then when it hit, it was like, oh, we're starting over.
I say you just make it up.
So you just make it up?
Roll a random
We don't know how long we were in
D100
the dreamscape, we
because
don't know.
there are definitely 100 different
14 days. And, well, okay, fine, I'll roll D100. Something that is.
You're welcome.
66, alright.
It's the 66 moons phase.
This is not to help me.
I'm gonna treat it like there are 66 phases of the moon, yeah.
Well, there.
The way this makes the best sense is there are 14 phases of the moon, 14 days till the next full moon, right?
Right.
So on the 14th day, it's like full moon.
Right.
Then the day after is a new moon, and it's, you know. So, and it just goes in that order. It wanes into the new moon, and then it waxes from the new moon to the full moon, and then it kind of goes between those two in like a wave. But in this fantasy world, they come immediately after each other because of freaky space magic.
Alright.
So it would be. I'm doing the math in my head to divide that 66 by 14, and that looks like.
You would want to do modulus
It's-
on that, right?
It's basically, yeah. That's what I'm doing in my head. So it's 10 days, I think.
Since the last full moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 33 sevenths. So there you go.
So we're on day 10 right now?
Yep, we're on day 10. That is what the module says.
Cool.
That's what the head says.
Look here.
Try
4
that.
days.
Otherwise, you'll never get it again.
So
Yeah.
day 10 or 10 days left.
And that's not
That's
because I
the
rolled
rule.
it.
Tracking it, and then you threw me off in the dreamscape.
Anyways,
It's not my fault. That was planned before you decided to be a werewolf woman.
How dare you?
I gave you a boon that you didn't deserve.
Okay, so where?
Praise me.
Praise.
Phrase.
Better than you.
Praise to the
You
mighty
brought the
Shella.
brain.
Thank you.
So about 2 days travel.
Do this traveling? Yeah.
Okay, which direction?
I guess.
Because there's
What
lots of
else?
different directions we could go. I just do have a general sense of which direction.
Okay, which 2 days are we
Because I can
traveling?
go 2 days
in?
in any.
Okay, wait. So, you have had men armored. Do you have an idea for what you want to do with this information? Is it sending us? Is it sending a lot of people?
I'm still figuring it out a bit. I called you the moment I knew something because I figured you'd like to kill something.
Well, let me tell you.
It seems like something you'd like to do. You seemed interested in messing with things before. I'm sure you'd do that again.
Let me
At the
tell
very
you.
least you didn't know I hadn't. And that's something I could appreciate.
Well, King, let me tell you, I have a certain set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare to people like this sorceress. And I'm speaking about hugs.
Yeah, I was about to say, Brandon, you're talking about hugs, because I just experienced some of those skills not too long ago.
And were they not terrifying?
That's one way you could put it. I don't think that's the word I use.
They were
So-
terrifyingly amazing.
Where my thighs, and I use the term loosely, David, and you know, he's just like, David. But he's just like, she is currently holed up in an abandoned castle that used to be important before the Great War and before the merging of the realms. It's this one glorious, awesome realm. He's very proud. Takes a moment to
Formerly glorious?
No, still glorious.
You're turning to glory.
Yes, I'd say for that too.
It never lost glory.
It was just
Apropos to
forgotten.
He's
that's all.
offended now. He's just like,
glory adjacent.
excuse
It never lost its glory. It was
Glory
just kind of
clears its
forgotten there for a bit.
What else? What other information do we know from your spies, David?
It's going to be an absolute chore.
An absolute chore.
Mm-hmm. She has decided to sequester herself off inside the Thorn Wall. Like an absolute coward. And it makes all the sense in the world.
So she's surrounded by the thorn wall.
Sort of.
She's in the middle of it.
There's a path from inside. So if you're trying to get to it from outside the Thorn Wall, no chance. But if you were trying to get it from inside the Thorn Wall, you'd have to follow a very specific set of directions through a labyrinthine maze of murder hedge. In order to get to her castle, which is just this old abandoned ruin that apparently is full of horrible monsters.
This sounds like a quest for Dave, honestly. As the more I hear about it, that's right up Dave's alley right there.
Dave went there, Dave's not going back.
David. I kept saying Dave. I didn't know.
Did
His
they?
name was Dave.
Now it's David.
Well, it's
It's
just
both.
I guess if you want to call him, sure, if you want to be.
Did he actually make it to the castle itself? Did he get it?
He made it in. Nobody else did. We lost at least 3 people, and the other 7 were fine.
But they didn't get it. Only Dave.
Only Dave managed to get in because he's an idiot. He said that very loudly. It echoed in the hall. It's like he's trying to say it for somebody's benefit, which, you know, based on the servant corner rooms that you know are in the wings, it's probably a legit thing.
So how is he able to get past things?
He's a spy. He's a rogue. He sneaks around at night and throws eggs at people's houses.
Can we talk to him? Is he someone we could discuss?
I'd love to let you talk with Dave. I just have no idea where he is. And he doesn't like talking to anyone.
Can I use my...
He wrote me notes instead of talking to me.
So
I literally came up with this character. As in, he's a spy that doesn't talk to anybody ever. And
it's not a very useful spy.
he's incredibly useless, except for when he's useful. Nobody's happy about it.
Okay, so hold up. We gotta talk
How do
this
they
through.
pay him? Nobody's sure.
Alright,
We gotta talk this through. Is this something you guys want to do?
Okay.
Nokia?
yes.
Sure.
I've been in two parts of that mission, I know.
And sorcerers isn't something that's a joke.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
It's my throne room, dang it.
Whisper, whisper.
He sits down on the throne, petulantly, just folds his arms, his leg, and he just grabs his scepter and his crown, and he just,
Okay, what is it?
I don't need you.
What's the chance that that letter that he thinks was written by Dave was written by a sorceress to throw us off?
Pretty low. It's not the first thought that I had.
I'm pretty sure the king knows his subjects very well.
Or at least Dave. Angrily so. But yeah, I think we're into the idea of going after this Enchantress. It's kind of finishing what we started. We're only half helping with emptying the dream.
Right?
If it helps, the king kind of just gets into it a bit. He's like, the Archmage confirmed some of the magic. It definitely seems like her over there.
But how do we know the Archmage isn't on the take?
I can. Alright, I'll just like move out of this group huddle.
I'm surprised the Brands decided to be so mistrusting right
This
now.
is not Brand's forte. He's on his element. You know?
Yeah, but
I mean,
shouldn't
okay,
be interested
okay.
in friendly
So,
things
you
else?
know,
directing the
I'm
parties.
the sneaky rogue. I can probably trade to decipher the notes if it makes you feel better.
They're in plain comment. He throws the notes in your face.
I mean, obviously, but I mean, like,
A bunch of
handwriting.
papers scatter around the throne room. He's done with these
Hey,
notes.
bro.
I can like decipher if it's forgery or something. I don't know.
Roll before. See if I crit.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Crit
bro.
fails. You get a small paper cut.
Hey, bro. Bro,
What?
just remember, most thieves can't, but you as a thief can. Believe yourself.
Okay.
I believe in you. You
Yeah,
can do this.
okay, thanks, guard.
That's a good one.
Alright, sir. Mr. King.
Oh, I can tell the session is gonna like drop at least 10 years off my life.
That was me.
And about 20 off
That was
my
me casting guidance on her, by the way.
Oh, well, you need to tell me these things, you sassy
That's what I
boy.
just did, yeah.
Don't you roll for that? Or did you? Yeah, you have a 1d4 bonus on your
my next,
your
whatever
next
roll
saving
I do.
throw.
Saving throw?
Congrats.
Or
I think it's just whatever roll I'm gonna do.
there's two of them, one's for saving throw, one's for
It's guidance, I think it's for any roll.
Yeah, guidance is in.
No, it's for. No, because one's for one ability check.
Ability check. So you
Okay, yeah, I need to roll.
saving throws or skill checks.
Alright, well,
But
I'll
not
just
attacking.
move out of the way of Bran and his mistrust area and go back to the king guy and
Mistrust.
be like, well, I believe you, and I'm eager to get moving, so
Fantastic.
let me know.
The king is so sad now. He's like, you've hurt me.
Me?
He's got a little pout.
Or
He's just
Brad.
kind of like little sad, little one
It's something
thing.
like a brand thing, I'm sure it was you.
Just like,
I do.
I'm good though, right?
I was never the mistrusting one.
why? I loved as a king.
Alright, one
What is
person
the
at a
price
time.
we pay for the?
Alright, fine. I'll pass on the Bran hug from earlier and we'll add the guidance to that to try and make the king feel better.
Brand's gonna start to slow clap upon seeing this.
We're gonna have to do like persuasion, I think.
Persuasion, I can do that too. That's gonna be already a 21 base. And then
Okay.
what
He's mildly hung.
I think it's physically impossible to have a 21 base on a d20.
sorry, I meant
You are correct. That's a 21 total.
I was thinking
Plus the-
before the guidance, but that makes 24 with guidance.
24 plus guidance.
Yes. So he's been hugged and he's just like, all right. He's like, all right.
Just hang on. Like Brad taught me how to do this. You just hang on.
Brand's not even moving in the corner.
You will feel better, dang it. Brad is having some.
He's like, I wish I'd feel better. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to go kill an enchantress.
Okay, that's understandable.
This is where the queen like leans in and the queen like lock eyes and he's just like, you need to rule the country. He's very upset. He was definitely a warrior king. In every sense of the word.
I'll let go of the king and move back a little bit.
So the king doesn't want to be king.
We are sorry for your loss. Is there anything else that you... What else did you want to tell us while we were here?
Well, you should go as equipped as you can be.
This is a good idea. Oh, do you have an area where I could get, like, either pay for an enchanted weapon or get a weapon enchanted?
Enchanted weapon. Those are pricey. They're not something you just sell on the street. We have the blacksmith for making them, and well, the archmage can enchant things. It's one of his many hobbies.
Yes, I would love
He's
to get.
basically paid to do hobbies.
I would love to get something enchanted.
Nobody pays me to kill things.
The king's hobby is fighting. He's a very sad king.
But
He's like, the archmage, I'll handle it. I'll tell him to treat you fairly on pricing.
Sounds good.
If he tell him to charge you as well, because he might just forget and then demand it later. So right now,
Right. Yes.
sassy man.
Let me know.
But he's like, but it might take time,
How much time?
at least a day.
Okay. Well, it's 2 days to travel.
Not necessarily something you can just do on the fly. Otherwise, everyone would have awesome magic weapons.
Hey. This is true. Well, I would love to visit the blacksmith and pick up a couple of things, and then go to the archmage guy and get a couple of things enchanted.
Very well.
Be great.
Those who want to can do that, I'm sure. And what else? Anybody else have anything they need? Any questions? How can I help? Please let me help. The king, it's just, he wants to help people.
I know a spell called Prestidigitation. I'm sure we could arrange to have an illusory version of you stay here, and you could come with us and kill her for us. You probably do really well.
Isn't prestidigitation like tricks and not like
I don't have a long
tricking?
class.
You can do it.
He's like, that wouldn't work.
You can do a small illusion that would last for a very long time.
She's listening in, you know. We can't actually talk strategy right now. This is not an effective place for this.
You are psychically connected.
Indeed.
I don't know if
There's not really a way out of
is an
this.
effective plot. Alright.
I don't
Gotcha.
know if enchanted weapons really appeals to me. So we're gonna stay here for a day at least to do some stuff.
Some prep work, I'd say.
King, do you know who amongst your subjects was the hardest hit from this curse and recovery?
I think that was kind of obvious there, Bran. It's the whole reason we're going after the Archmage.
No, I mean like
My daughters,
no,
if not me.
I'm
He's very sad.
amongst your subjects. I'm interested in doing some charity work.
They are people.
Gotta connect to my clerical roots.
You may do so if you wish.
So that's why I was asking. Do you know if is there a part of town that was taking longer to recover?
You know, they've all recovered about the same. It's surprisingly well, actually. But then again, we've had 100 years to make sure things weren't ruined, and a lot of boredom, so it makes sense. But I can't say that there is anyone that's uniquely frustrated.
Aside from yourself.
Uniquely frustrated.
Well, then charity work begins now, and he's going to approach the king for a hug.
He gets hugged.
The king allows this.
No, he's not gonna move.
Bring it in, bud. Bring it in.
You just like pat him on the back.
Everyone needs one every once in a while. And then Brand's going to spend the day out amongst the people donating time, well, a variety of things.
Alright.
Yeah. Cool. You go do things among the public. How does that go? Give me a religion check. Because the people are going to consider it religious work.
That is a nat 1.
So it doesn't seem to help anybody, and people are just more annoyed with the fact that you're just sort of like wandering the streets, being nosy, kind of being annoying, and sharing bad poetry as you do.
Does Bran notice?
I don't think so. That's something that he would not notice. He'd be oblivious to.
And you don't really get any benefits from your time, but you went out and tried.
Well, can I say that, okay, I've given it a lot of thought,
Okay?
and I think he wants to donate some of his equipment to people.
Alright.
Because I realized just barely, he's been wearing chainmail this whole time. I feel like that impedes the human contact in the hub.
Alright, man. You do you, but
So you're gonna undress
you're probably gonna die.
He's gonna take off the chainmail and donate it to charity.
Death chances increase, but hey, man, you do you.
But I think he's gonna keep the shields.
No, the shield is no one problem.
Yeah, I don't think that gets in the way.
He does also have a pack full of Grog's things that are probably slowing him down.
It's not canon.
Donate. It's canon. I told you I gave it all to you like after we met, Brand, and I couldn't carry it because I would be encumbered.
Okay,
You are in fact tiny.
Brad donates all of Grog's things.
All of Grog's things?
You might want to check and see what all of Grog's things were before you donate them.
I don't remember.
There's
He's-
a lot of money, for one.
Yeah, he doesn't need that. The wigs. He's keeping the wigs.
Understandable, those are super valuable.
He might like to see the cowbell go to a
No,
deserted
you-
cow.
you-
Could have took the cow
Yeah,
off.
well.
Alright.
I know that.
I have one of the wigs. I think it was the black one.
Do you have a wig?
I have one of them. And I have the lock of hair and the book.
Brad's keeping the wigs then. The rest of the wigs. I think that's the only thing that had any emotional value. Everything else is going.
Okay.
Besides, what if Brad runs into somebody that doesn't have hair and needs a wig?
This is
That's-
true.
I think that makes total sense.
There you go. He had the little net,
Not
Mod on arm,
Yeah.
did have one of those.
Well, those are all donated to charity.
What if you run across a guy who needs an arm?
What?
You got it here in town who needs an arm.
That's true.
I
That probably
don't know
is.
if you want to donate that one.
Anyways, back to the present.
I'm gonna leave it with the blacksmith because I don't know if I can even use it on somebody to do
Back to the present. So Warren doesn't have anything in particular. He's just kind of trying to get the. I guess he asked the king, "What would you consider being properly prepared?"
A pull-axe. A good old pull-axe is the only solution to every problem. He's a very pull-axe man.
Stock up on healing potions.
Nakia, do you have any questions for the king or requests?
Okay.
I guess that's a no. Okay.
I don't know what that was. I
I was,
assume he's intelligent, but I'm still not sure. Is
I'm
he a
s-
pet?
I'm totally pretending to not know what's going on.
Oh, you're
That's
so sneaky.
that's totally what's happening. It's
Totally
totally just my
That
character.
is totally legitimately. It has nothing to do with the fact that you weren't paying any attention to what we were talking about at all.
No, that would be silly, right?
Okay. Well, Your Majesty, I guess we'll go out and get ready.
Alright.
may or may not buy
Stop Dungeon Master's guiding this. Okay, is anyone else doing anything except for Burl? Because this is a whole day, guys. You might be able to get stuff off. You could do some training, you could do some work, you could do some extra resting, you could try anything to...
Somebody should
I'm
probably
gonna,
stock up on
level up.
potions.
You're gonna what? Level up?
He's gonna level up, he said.
Well, give me a d20 roll. If you roll a net 20, I'll let you.
Oh shoot.
If you roll that 1, I'll let you level down.
Oh no.
It was a 5.
Okay, so
That's
nothing
the
happens.
wrong dice.
Yeah, it is. There's just no
sorry.
enough sides on that dice.
This is a 3, dangerously close to it.
Yeah.
But not a 1.
I wouldn't have actually leveled you down. But if you had got 20, I would have
I
leveled you
could
up
have,
because that
though.
would have been hilarious.
Hey, so yeah, Brand's gonna do all that cherry work today. So there's just notes on right.
Somebody.
You've given, yeah, just mark all the stuff you've given away off your list.
I took him off. He now only has.
The wigs and a whole bunch of other nonsense. Oh, by the way, the bird is still there.
Yeah.
It's in the pack.
Okay.
Hey,
When you
bird.
donated the pack, it was upset.
Well, I mean, I still have my pack. Right?
Yeah, but it was in the other pack.
Oh.
And so now it's fled that pack, and it's very affronted at your
Do you
behavior.
have to change packs then?
I'm gonna roll an animal handling check, actually.
That's a 15.
Alright.
He's got good animal handling. Which
The bird is still grumpy, but understands that it wasn't intentional. That you were just inferior and not necessarily malicious. As the bird do.
Okay. Nothing in particular from me, so I guess I think it's just. Are you done with?
I did the opposite of enchanting my weapons. I gave them all away. Well, not my weapons. I still have my base. Although
Okay, so-
I think it needs to do something with that. So I think I need to do something with the base. The base seems a little uncharacteristic.
What would you like to do? You can buy a weapon. There's anything in the weapons category of just normal things you can find here sold here. This is a full kingdom. They have a full stock. They're willing to
Friends
sell
of Brand's
them.
ever gotten to hitting somebody. Well, he did, but it's more of a disciplinary action than
Sure.
a dangerous one.
Indeed.
Would be something that
Anything in the adventuring gear list can be bought here. Right here, if you want it.
yeah, but those are all dangerous.
Weapons. What about net?
I was about to say, the ultimate hug is a net.
Bottom over there.
A what?
A net.
A net.
It's a 1 gold piece item.
I buy several.
You may buy. The net weighs 3 pounds each, and it takes up a wide amount of space. Also, you can buy 3 nets.
But how much space did the chainmail take up? It's no longer there.
He just
It was
wears
on your
nets.
body. You're just gonna wear nets. I will let you buy 6 nets if you wear the nets.
I know a vision in my mind of like him in fishnet stocks.
Basically, I wouldn't say that, but I was thinking more of like a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
But it's just nets.
No.
Just a net gold.
No, I'll buy one net, and then can I exchange my mace? I'm trying to think of something like, because he only ever gets to like scolding mode or like kill mode, and the mace seems to do more damage than the wands do.
You can just get a stick.
A little paddle, like a corporal
It's
punishment.
bigger or small
I
paddle.
don't know if I want to endorse that.
It's bigger or small paddle. Small as a club. Big as a great club.
I'll go with
You get a fancy one, it's a maul.
Maul sounds dangerous. Let's go.
It is in fact martial, so yes, it's dangerous. In fact, a maul
Most weapons
does
are dangerous.
2d6 bludgeoning, so yes.
Let's call it a small paddle.
So a club.
Yeah.
Alright. You've sold your mace and bought a club.
Do you really need a weapon? I don't know if I really need a weapon.
You can absolutely not have a weapon. However, I'm going to call you an idiot.
I'm not gonna have a weapon.
There are items,
I'm
there's
forcing it. I
adventuring
don't need to
gear,
force it.
there's a wooden staff.
I think this whole dreamscape was actually a kind of a religious awakening for Bran. So he's trying to get to that level. And so it's charity work, it's getting rid of the things that have impeded him from fully embracing.
Okay. Sure.
Embrace death, friend. It is coming for you.
That said, Josh, you can roll for improvised weapons for other things like torches and stuff. So it's not like it's the end of the world, but you're probably gonna die.
Well, I can always use fisticuffs.
Yeah, that's gonna work. I'm just letting you know you're doing less than a monk by far.
I get it. I'm aware.
Are you ready yet? Because I don't think you do.
This is Ben. I'm embracing. Bran is embracing his newfound religiosity.
Okay, whatever. You do you, man.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see the Archmage at some point and see if he can do something about your weird shadow heads?
Oh right, I do have your shots.
Yeah, it's starting to worry me a little bit. Sometimes grabs like vases when you're not paying attention. It tries to knock them down.
What are you talking about? It's just a shadow with two heads.
I've seen it. do
Also,
some
I
stuff.
also talked to the Archmage about it. He thought it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure it was the Archmage. It was some magic dude.
While he's not watching it, makes some mean gestures at you. One.
Mean or rude?
No,
Both.
mean.
Okay.
Mean. Shakes its fist.
I buy my
Blows her eyes
phone.
very in shadow.
I'm sure there's a way to remove this odd shadow predicament.
I mean, it's not really hurting anyone. It's kind of weird, but
I thought you didn't like having two heads.
no, I definitely do not.
Okay, we could probably take care of it if you want to, but if you're not worried about it, okay.
Alright, so, goodness gracious, why is it so dang hard to find the rules for this?
We'll keep stalling for you.
I'm losing my mind, you understand me? I've worked so hard.
If the longer it takes, the more Bran's gonna keep donating.
Alright, so what did you
Simple
want?
donate his character.
I'd like to get
He'll be sold.
pair
for-
of
he'll sell
daggers
for
again and get
73.
those enchanted.
Pair of daggers, do you know how much that costs?
Isn't that like gold or 5 gold or something like
It's
that?
1 gold per dagger.
Something like that.
It's real cheap, daggers are free. Yeah, 2 gold pieces per dagger.
That's what I thought.
If you want them
Wait,
to be
I said
masterwork daggers, which is like, not masterwork, but point is really nice daggers, they would cost more. 20.
And then
Each.
with discount,
If you want like the best daggers in the land, they're gonna cost 20. You're not gonna get a discount on those, they're the best though. And
maybe for bringing everybody back to non-skeletonness.
most of them didn't seem to really care.
The real question is the best
They're
dagger.
thankful, but they're not like so thankful they're going to give you a huge discount on some kind of rare item.
Could try and persuade for at least a little bit of a discount, if not a huge
Persuasion.
16?
Now it'd be called haggling.
What? 16? Yeah, they'll cut you down to about 15 each, so 30.
Okay.
30 gold pieces. It's not like you've done it for enough gold.
I know, right?
I give you way too much gold. It's because I'm a nice guy. Alright, what effects would you like to have?
What would be the most useful effects? Because a lot of the things we've gone up against have been
It's up to
resistant
you.
to...
The Archmage rattles on and on and on and on.
Do we have any like healing to the person using it, or maybe even a type of poison?
Back in my day,
Like,
all
like
the
if I
magic
stab
weapons just
something
gave
and
a
then
plus
their
1.
life comes to me, type of thing.
I'm not special in that. The Archmage
It was really,
croaks
really rare. I
out.
liked it plus 2.
And he's like, "But I hear the Red Blood, the Red Order. Yes, they have the blood things you like for that.
You mean like this? And I'll pull out the needle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You are.
It's like, would you like me to do something with your needle?
What could you do with my needle?
Well, I can. Maybe I can't do the spell all the way as good. I could put it in something else. pair it with maybe a dagger of exceptional quality that you have.
So,
I do feel though that having
Or two.
healing abilities in a what is it called? A needle is much more fitting. So
I'm just worried that if I pair the needle with the daggers, does that mean I'm not going to be able to use the needle like I have before to heal people and things? Or can I still do that? They would just be my daggers.
The daggers, if you could be useful for it, maybe.
Because I really don't want to lose the uniqueness of what this needle can do.
Yes. Well, tell you what, I can. It's like I'm not. You do realize red orders they're not chumps.
Yeah, I don't see
This
why
is
you
their
want.
specialty.
So why do you want healing daggers if you already have a
You
healing
have
dagger?
a healing needle. And
Why do you want-
if you want the needle to stay the needle, then fine. What would you like for your daggers? Let's say blood things are off the menu for now.
Okay.
Yes, okay, good.
I'll put the needle back.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
The crown was in Brockstein's too.
It
right?
wasn't
And I
things.
would not sell that.
Alright, you kept the crown.
That seems
Too late.
That seems unique.
No, it's cool. You kept the crown.
The retcon.
It was a cool crown.
It was a whole crown that's not supposed to be used. For whatever
Exactly.
reason.
Why not let him sell it? Because it would be funny.
you should sell it, and then the guy just immediately wears it, and then everything goes to hell.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but then we're gonna need more sessions. I don't want to do more sessions of that. I want to have a cool arc, and then let's move on. Because I have so many things I want to joke around with.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, keep going.
Go again.
Can we make one of the daggers like a poison type thing? And
You
then,
have poison. You can do this technique that I've learned through many years of training. With skill, you may dip the dagger in the poison, and then it becomes poison.
but you only
And
use
then
it
it
a few
deals
more.
the damage of poison.
But then the poison wears off. I mean, like, can I have something that's an infinite kind of a poison thing?
Infinite poison. Oh, look at me. I'm so good.
You're the one who's asking me what I want, and I'm telling you what I want, and you're just like, oh, I can't do that.
I'm just saying, why would you want something that everybody else can have and do? You can already do it.
I don't know what else can be.
What's the point of doing magic if it's not for something interesting?
No,
As
that's
you can
not.
tell, this is a character quirk, and I'm trying to play this out.
What interesting, most useful magic would you put on a dagger?
Make it return you.
That was Brand.
Friends here.
Yes.
He's giving hugs around the blacksmith shop.
What would I have it do? Well, I'd have it speak 3 different languages.
At the same time.
No, but only on Thursdays. On Fridays, it would speak only in Thieves' Cant. I find myself to be a true genius of the era.
I concur.
Or I could give it sentience. There's like lightning crackling in the background. It's a blue sky out there, by the way.
Warren is
He has
impressed.
prestidigitation, and he's good at it.
Okay.
It's not actually thaumaturgy, but he's a good enough wizard to make it seem like it.
So you didn't have any ideas?
I don't know what can be done.
Can you make it?
Would you like it to be on fire? I can do fire. Would you like it to be really, really cold? I can do cold.
See, the fire
Can you
makes
make
me
it
so
rock?
common. I want something that's.
Oh, nice
What if it was, like,
comment.
super-
The universe is full of boring.
Could you make it?
He literally like takes like his wand and he just like wraps it on everything as he goes on. He's just prancing around the room now, just like, oh, he's mocking you.
Okay, Brand's running past outside, chasing someone that's running away from the hug. And he yells, "What about making it supernaturally sharp?"
Oh, I could do that too, you know. I could give it, you know, bonus damage.
Yeah, bonus damage would be nice.
He uses the term bonus damage in game. Like that's in character.
He
What?
breaks the third.
He's a weirdo. He used bonus damage.
The bonus damage.
That's what he said.
Okay.
I've heard of the bonus damage.
Indeed. It's when you have a bone, and then it becomes more bone. Double
battle
bone.
damage.
Oh, goodness.
I had 2 bones once as well. When I was a lich, I achieved great things. And he's got 2 bones from his shelf, and he's just like, he's just lost his mind, and it's just wonderful.
Alright, let's make one of them extra sharp. And the other one, I want some kind of a magic that is useful but not common. That can be used in uncommon circumstances and with uncommon type means. Like, back with when we were in the dream world and certain things and monsters are resistant to like everything that's like ice and fire and acid and whatnot. But something that can actually affect that.
What?
It's just
Resistant to everything. How many Tarasques did you fight?
I don't know!
I know what you fought. You fought 0 because Tarasques are terrifying and the only solution is running away. Or cheating.
There was a
And you don't look like a cheater to me. No, wait. He like sniffs you. He's like, the scent of cheatery. Yes, you have a little bit more cheater than I thought.
I can deceive. Oh, no, that's like a 6 on deception.
Oh, you don't deceive his senses. He has supernatural cheater senses.
Remember, pass the other way, like
He knows.
constantly in the background.
He's
It's
like, well, a cheater like you. Maybe we should have some cheaty weapons.
Okay, what would that be?
You're the cheater, not me.
You should get a dagger that will auto stealths you when you have it in your hand. You should get a dagger.
Perhaps a dagger that hits after and doesn't make people realize you actually stabbed them until a
So
turn
like
later.
delayed action stab. That'd be cool.
So like the idea is you deal damage then and they wouldn't know until another turn.
So I could
You could literally attack in stealth with the dagger. He can do this. He'll charge a fortune, but he can do this.
How much is a fortune?
A lot.
50 gold.
Is that the discounted price that
That's the discounted price.
We were joking about how he's charging one coin per word that he's saying as the conversation goes on.
Consultation fee, 1 gold per word.
He gets paid by the word.
Alright, let's do that on the other one.
Fine. And what was the other? So what was the first one?
Was the extra sharp.
Extra sharp. All right. Well then, he's like, let me do my magic. Shoot! He takes the daggers and throws you guys out. Not physically, but he shoots you with aggression and purpose. If you want to stay in the room, you're gonna have to make a saving throw. And,
No, I'll move out, and I would like to, because this is going to take a whole day anyway, if I can, within the spare time, try and read that blood book again.
Give me a d20 wisdom saving throw. Oh no, charisma saving throw.
Remind us what the blood book is?
That's 11.
Grog's old book.
You have actually broke even again.
Hey friend, can I get some more guidance?
A little busy trying to hug people here.
Aye, naturally.
Let me see. What's a good way to do this? Now, since this is the second time you've done it and failed, technically to do any sort of force, technically that's a failure.
Can I get guidance from my dog?
You definitely cannot. I wonder if this is good enough. That's kind of what you hear. The point is you hear a whole bunch of strange and bizarre whispers in your mind, and some of them sound very physical, and they're around you, and you feel this contest of wills as you try to read this book, and you feel like it's a stalemate and you just ended an argument with somebody, and that there's kind of bad blood now. You're kind of like mad at something, namely the book. Right.
I'm mad at the book, or the book is mad at me?
Maybe both.
Can I retcon one more thing?
Retcon.
I feel bad. I've been retconning so much. But
Why
as I was
would
thinking
retcon?
about it,
You're
I was
okay.
like, hey, having no armor is good. But what's better than having no armor? For hugging? Having padded armor. So it's like
You can buy
with
padded armor.
first.
That's not a retcon. Go buy padded armor.
Well, he gave away all his money, so that's why it's a retcon. So he would have been trading his.
You can literally ask somebody else for money.
alms for the poor.
What's up?
Alms for the poor.
Tell me what's going on.
I want to be able to hug better.
things like weapons and armor, jewelry, some leather armor to sell. We can just say I have padded armor in there and I'll erase the armor from my list of wealth.
Alright.
I'll take it.
I think on being another human, it will, for no reason, fit you perfectly. Let me help you strap it up. Hang on.
Okay, thank you very much.
It takes a bit of time, but yeah, you can kill the armor on it. It's fine. Change your armor AC to that, by the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is
My
my-
AC went down from 18 to 15, so.
Yeah, I'm glad that you decided to nerf yourself. Now,
Brad was too strong, too powerful.
alright, so the day comes and goes. You go to the Archmage. He's like, the daggers are done.
Yes.
This time he's hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
You know, there's like a little plank, and you can tell he's worked really hard to get there. There's a little ladder. He's kind of strapped himself in, so he pulls himself back up, unstraps himself, and then like climbs down. He did that all for the entrance.
That was definitely part of
He
the
gives them to
dagger
you,
making process.
and he's just like, this one, I made a small line, a little arrow, so you know it's sharp. And he gives it to, so one of your daggers does instead of I think D6 is what the dagger
D4.
does?
Yeah,
D4? Instead of a D4, you do a D6. So it's like a just better dagger.
Nice.
And then
See,
for the one
always
that can
dagger.
attack in stealth, it's just D4.
Okay.
You see all these diamonds like sharpen it really, really well.
So you get cold daggers, and you've got your armor now. Anything else we're gonna do before you got set out and the king gives you a fond and very grumpy farewell?
I'm normal.
Hello, normal. I'm king.
He's not normal. He's got this weird shadow, but okay. I tried to tell him to take care of it, you know, but people are starting to stare. But
I've already taken care of it, and it didn't work.
Then you didn't take care of it.
Taking care of it. What'd you feed it?
I fed it my soul.
You see, there's your problem.
they don't eat souls.
See, that's where you go wrong with these things.
I mean, it's pretty much.
He's amused. Anyway, the king sends you off with a very fond, if you don't come back, well, you're probably dead. But I'll try to avenge you. When I can finally go do things again.
Good to know.
Just remember to sneak out before your wife calls more people
No,
to
we have an
rescue
agreement.
us.
We have an agreement. If you guys fail, I get to go, so please fail.
Oh,
We'll just not
I'm
come
gonna
back.
have to disappoint you with that
We'll
one.
send you back Brad's dead body so you know that we failed.
Whoa!
Hello.
This is all a can of worms.
The brand may not have some fancy daggers.
He doesn't have his armor either.
He's got his padded armor now,
Padded
so
armor.
now he's like fluffy Baymax armor. Are you ready for the hug of your life?
Just wait, I've improved myself.
Oh, yeah.
It may seem like an improvement, but this is an improvement, okay?
So you guys set off. It's a long walk. There's dirt. There's trees. Anybody want to find stuff as you travel? You were given a vague map. They're just like, you're gonna hit it. You're gonna see the castle in the distance. You just didn't think they would be stupid enough to be there.
So,
Is the castle reaching above the thorn wall then?
When you get close, it blends in otherwise. Big old black castle. Stones are bleached with soot. It was a brutal war.
Haha, bleached with soot. Those are like anti.
Indeed. Let me put it this way. It's been both colors in the same day. And neither of those are the color of the stone.
so we're just traveling towards the sorceress's lair.
Yeah, basically.
This is day one of our travels. How's the bird?
And a bird?
Birdo.
The bird's at 4. He is 4 bird.
Is he
The bird is
for
wearing
or
the
is he
crown.
for bird?
What?
The bird is put on the crown.
Oh no.
Holy cow. What the heck?
He's wearing it like.
Oh my gosh. Stop it. Alright, fine. The bird bonds with the crowd. The crowd like sort of bloodily like starts to like pulse and latch and writhe, and these like sort of tendrils bond between it and the crowd, and it starts to like glow with this grand red light. There's like the shining brilliance for a moment. The thunder starts to like clap down from the skies, and then it's just the bird with the crown on it. It's just kind of weird.
Is the bird gonna become a PC?
Probably not.
Can I just, is this all happening as he's looking in the pouch at how
Yes.
So does anyone else know?
We all heard the.
What's your perception?
Let's see. Past perception is 12.
16.
You hear thunder, but you don't know anything else. You are totally aware something crazy just happened in the bag. And you probably ran over and saw the bird. On the ground. You have no idea, and the little thunder and lightning in the distance, you're just like, is it gonna rain?
It's gonna rain.
The bird's doing just fine.
Okay, why is the bird wearing the cam?
What?
I'm pretty sure I remember reading something in this little red book right here that says that cam should not be used under any circumstances. And I think, I don't know what just happened here, but
I'm gonna
it's
motion to
weird.
the bird to like get down in the back and then
It nods. Seduciously.
It's not a good thing that
It's now hyper intelligent, and it may or may not decide that.
cam should not be used.
We have
under
outlived
birds.
we've outlived our usefulness. Is that what it will eventually decide?
Yes.
Also, Warren is really worried about your dog. What did you read him?
It's fine.
seems abusive.
He doesn't look fine. Look at the tail. I think I'm getting cancer from that tail.
You're fine, aren't you, buddy?
Isn't the body like made out of like a rock robot?
No, just his tail.
Not like
I thought his tail was the decaying one.
Yeah,
His tail is his zombie tail, yes.
But what about his body? What happened to his body?
It's
Oh,
just
I
his
thought
eyes
something
that are
happened.
different.
Oh, what's his
Sheep
eyes?
eyes.
Sheep eyes.
Sheep eyes. What happened to the automaton thing?
We ended up trading it for the zombie tail.
Okay.
I offer the dog a piece of meat to see if it's.
The dog accepts the meat. Unless its master decides not to let it have meat.
I can have the meat.
Okay, dog accepts meat.
He must
Roll for dog gratitude. Dog is grateful. It gives you a nudge of gratitude.
Okay.
Tail wags.
If you say so.
It's fine, I might be
The tail is like limp at the end, but the part that's life wags. So the tail just kind of
like a shepherd dog.
yeah. The bones are fine though, so it just it's a bit gross of a tail wag, but tail wags. In about maybe a week, it's probably just gonna be a bone tail.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super gross.
Does it stink?
Roll for stinking. No, it's not as bad as you think. Like honestly, it's people in the party smell worse.
That dog has 1 week to get better. Then I'm gonna be on you for abuse. For whatever's going on.
He's just fun. Just look at how happy he is.
He is indeed happy.
He's a happy dog.
He starts to drool.
He's a good boy.
He drools from that white tail.
Ooh, animal handling check. Look, I have so many different rule books. I know exactly how to make things fun, even if you're just goofing around.
It's only 4.
And the dog's just kind of like, you're not good at this, but I understand. You know, I'm gonna humor you because you know I have a higher connection with you, but I'm also like, get better at this, please. I mean, no pet there.
I'm sorry.
You know,
So are we at the point where we're still traveling, or are we gonna camper?
you've got about a day's travel. You guys would like to camp, or would you like to keep traveling?
I think camping makes sense.
We have no particular reason to go quickly, so I'm down for camping. Okay.
All right. So you guys are gonna do a camp. It counts as a short rest. Not that that matters, because everybody's basically at full from a long rest. So hey, what do you know? And then
Alright, do we roll
13th day. Hey, what do you know?
Ooh.
13th, how about 12?
Hmm?
Is it the is 10.
12th day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 12th.
The
So
night
by
of, it's the
morning-
night of the 12th day.
Yeah, by
Cool.
morning.
Night of the 12th day. So the morning sleep.
Yes.
We can always just like assume that the moon just decided to do like 2 days worth of travel in one day.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of pretend like I'm actually capable of running things in a reasonable manner.
So, I can take first watch if we want.
Yes.
Okay. Rest of us. Okay. Not here. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, so I win, so I take second watch.
Wait, how'd you win?
I did the, oh.
I did that.
His the character he's playing is, you can't teach me anything.
He takes
Trying is useless.
he takes instead 3 blades of grass and makes 1 short and 1 medium and 1 long. He says, okay, you guys take a blade of grass.
I take the longest one.
Okay. And which one do you take? It's supposed to be him.
I was gonna say, but it's supposed to be. I'm not
So
supposed
what
to
if
know.
you
Look,
look at the
everybody
new
rolls by a d4. Since we're doing this by lots.
I've got a 3.
My fingers are too sweaty to pick up a triangle.
4. 2. Alright, there we go.
So should go Tim first. Yes, okay. So
Alright.
Grand first, Nakia second, Bro third, Morton.
So literally just around the circle.
So it's
Perfect.
exactly what the rock, paper, scissors decided.
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
So, okay, so during Grand's watch, he's gonna look into the pouch with the bird with the crown on it.
Okay.
And he's gonna say, hey, can you hand me that book in there?
He grabs the book, he hands you the book.
The wheel book, yeah.
Yep, the wheel book.
I'm gonna be reading the wheel book during my watch to see if there's any clues
Alright.
on what to do if a bird puts on
Roll an You're searching for
the
an
real book.
information investigation check is what it is.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
What'd you get?
18 at nat, but 18 plus. What's investigation? Let's see.
Plus -10.
Plus 2, so 20.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about birds putting on crowns because that would be patently ridiculous. However, it does talk about portents and signs of power, you know. This seems like it was a big deal. So you're like, oh, this is probably like foretold in the stars. And that's basically all you get out of it, because what did you expect from the wheel book?
I don't know. Just something.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna
Fortune cookie says, brace yourself.
I'm gonna put the book.
The end is near.
I'm gonna put the book back in the bag and just say, here, hold this.
The
for
time
me.
of man is coming to an end.
Hold this for me, will ya?
Bird show.
The bird takes the
once
book
again.
and puts it in. It is organized your pack.
Thank you.
It cleans itself.
Okay.
It is proud of this pack.
And then I will
Oh,
slowly
my goodness.
put the back.
Alright.
I hope that you wake up the next person before you go to sleep.
Oh yeah, of course.
Alright.
Nakia, it's you.
I thought you
It's
were.
no,
It's not good. It's going around. So we'll count after you. Alright, Nakia, it's your sleep part of the time. You want to do anything
I'm
during
confused in real life. I'm awake now,
Cool.
and I'm
What are you going to do
watching.
during the watch?
I'm watching.
Just watch.
You know
Watching what?
what you do when you go on watch.
Fair enough. What are you watching?
He's watching his shadow.
I am not watching my shadow.
Alright, then I have to look at that.
Wait, it's dark, so wait. Does it
Is
mean
there a fire though?
this is
There are the
true?
rooms of a small campfire that people used before going to bed to, you know,
But here's the real question.
cook food and stuff.
If there's no light, does that mean I have no shadow, or is my shadow everything?
As the dungeon master, and as someone who's not going to let things go too far, or too little, I'm going to rule that your shadow actually is dependent on the celestial bodies in play. And since the moon is getting quite full, your shadow is a slightly changing, slightly messy shadow. And it's a little large, it's a little long in some places for maybe an hour or two during your watch, but other than that, it's normal.
But the real question is if I'm in a dark room
No.
and there's no light.
So maybe your shadow still exists, but you can't see it different from the other darkness.
Perhaps we'll never know because I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. I'm
Deal
just
with it.
doing normal watch things. Like watching everyone that is not sleeping.
I
Because
see.
that would be creepy.
Cool.
Well, everyone's sleeping now.
I'm watching everyone that is not sleeping.
Yeah, so.
All right. During your sleep, somebody wakes up.
So you're watching nobody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like watching
You're not
for the
supposed to be
people.
watching.
While you were watching somebody awkwardly, Warren wakes up in the sleep and sees you staring at them. Eye to eye, you make eye contact. It's really awkward.
I wasn't looking at them until they woke up.
Yep.
Because I'm watching everyone that is not asleep. Because I'm watching for weird things.
So yourself.
So now that I'm not asleep, your eyes zip straight to me. I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah, but basically it was so immediate that yes, you feel like they were watching you for a long time while you slept.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I'm just gonna get up. Alright.
Other than that, the watch goes fine, and then Warren gets back to bed. I rolled for that, by the way, so don't feel like that's a handout. That's what dice have spoken.
The real question is it your watch now?
No, it's my watch.
I mean, it's
Oh,
gross.
right.
It's another green one. Yeah, pretty simple concept. It's a good.
I don't know how to draw a circle.
Neither do I.
You're like
Anyway.
supposed to draw a face and then erase some of it and then
Since the
you
time
end up with a circle.
Pearl's
but-
dog became a familiar, just had this whole connection thing with it, would she have been aware that she's got a more mental connection with her dog?
It's been a growing awareness since it happened.
Okay, that works. So Pearl will get up with the dog and be like, alright, you watch that half, and I'll watch this half.
Okay. Dog is okay.
And watch.
Goes to do that.
Take the dog a little bit.
Okay. Dog is appreciative. Dog stares off in the woods. Flicks there. Chases its tail for a bit. You know, dog things.
Dog things.
Cool. So, if you didn't know, what I do for random rolls is it has to beat your perception score for something to happen that's weird.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I just did that. And hey, what do you know? You do hear some soft, kind of whisperies and little songy nonsense from the forest.
Songy nonsense.
Little ditties and nonsense, dissonant and in languages you don't know.
Okay. Well, for the heck of it, I'd probably just kind of hum back the old man and the cat just to see if it responds.
Performance check, please. Might as well make people roll for things.
Is this a result of this whole area being wild magic?
And you're lucky
I have to tell you. But, you know, if you wanted to think about it, that could be a reason.
Makes
I'm not gonna say it's not.
13.
15 now? Alright, they don't really respond at all when they kind of go by for a bit. They kind of go around the camp for a bit with the songs and the hymns, and then they just sort of leave. They didn't really copy or anything, they just kind of just around.
Okay, I'll probably reach out to my dog and be like, do you think anything odd of that?
Your dog was unaware.
Okay, well that's alright. It seems to be gone now, so
Indeed. Dog did a good job.
it's good job.
Dog wants food.
Alright, go get it!
It misses spectacularly, runs into a tree,
Oh, Alex! You okay, boy?
gets a little bruise on his nose, and he's just like,
Oh, better not.
but it's a big dog. It's not like a small, cute puppy. This is a huge murder dog. Remember that.
He's a mastiff.
And then it goes over and gets the food, but it's kind of like shame food. Anyway, that's your thing. You wake up, Warren. Warren, it's your watch.
Hey, Warren, just to let you know, there's some music that was kind of good around the camp, so watch for that when you're watching. Okay, good night.
She passed it on. We tend to have a tendency to just not help.
Yeah, I know, right? This is a huge deal for you guys.
Well,
I say
Warren-
as I'm protecting this weird bird thing going on.
Warren's cat grooms itself. It makes Warren wonder if he actually smells and how much of a problem this is when he tries to go hug people in the new brand way. He spends some of the watch sheepishly trying to spit clean himself with a rag and soap.
Good hygiene is key to good.
But he can't, he's gone nose blind to himself over all the years, so he doesn't know if he smells. So now he's trying to decide which of the party members to awkwardly ask this question.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
You should ask your cat. The cat isn't gonna say. Cat doesn't care. That's 2. Well, a 5 altogether.
That's not very good. You're basically like, you're supposed to be on watch, but you're basically dead to the world. You're just sort of staring into like stuff and like asking yourself things and kind of like sleepy and like groggy and unable to really like take care of yourself. So you fail at that. And for 1 minute you look at the corner of your eye and you see like your cat bowing to the bird over there, and then they both look at you and they're just like slowly like the bird just slowly like and the cat slowly goes and then it just sits there and stares. Staring contest of wheels, charisma check, go.
Oh, but that goes down by 1, so it's 18.
Mm.
It's my first in the past.
You outstare your cat for once, and your cat. It takes a long time, but your cat eventually gives you this look like, and then it just like turns around and walks into the forest for a bit.
One of those cat blinks.
How dare you challenge me,
Those
peasant?
really slow ones.
Do you not see the glory of bird? Anyway, so yes, that's how the night went. It's morning. Things are fantastic. Welcome to morning.
Yay.
And we're on 13.
Well, we didn't all die to the murder bird.
I didn't call him a murder bird.
The
Most
super
importantly, you
cat
didn't
bird.
die while Warren wasn't paying attention to what was happening.
I was more worried about Nokia's shift, honestly.
Yeah.
Nokia did great. He noticed the instant I woke up.
I mean, you do like sit up. It's pretty easy, motionless, to notice something sitting there.
Alright. There was porridge made. There was the fire being kicked out.
Mm.
Put out. Water dumped on it.
All right. So you guys are ready. You're gonna go for another trip in the day. It's gonna be great, I'm sure.
We have broken camp.
This is gonna be my last day as a notable barrel again.
Yep. And you made a long and interesting walk.
Did we see the thorn wall?
Oh, you see the thorn wall. You get closer and closer all day.
That's a big wall of thorns.
You've been through it. You know that some parts of the thorn wall are 30 feet tall. Others are 50. It's a tall wall at parts. It's a messy forest of murder thorns that every now and then writhe and move in strange ways. And yeah, it's hard to miss. And you get closer and closer all day. And eventually you reach this point where you do see there's in fact a path into this thorn wall. And it doesn't really go straight out or anything like the one you came through originally, even though that was really tiny. This is a little bit bigger, but not much. And it kind of like bends, and it seems like there's multiple branching paths. And they give you up, but then it has the caveat they were like, that Dave's notes that you have say, while a map would have been nice, it didn't stay the same.
It's like the labyrinth in that Harry Potter movie. It's always changing.
Okay.
It didn't stay the same, but there's always a way out. Here's what the notes tell you.
Okay.
But Anne, what does your empowered bird think about this? Maybe
Why no one said anything about an empowered bird? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna hug this really back. What do you think we should do?
maybe you can fly up and kind of guide us where we need to go. Get a nice bird's eye view of things.
I will ask him politely.
Yes.
Hey, Norm, how's it going back there?
Animal handling check, by the way. I'm just gonna make people roll out there. That's how I'm gonna play this game from now on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who needs combat? I'm just gonna make people roll checks for animal handling.
That's an 8.
The bird is incensed. You didn't use the proper title, sir.
Oh.
How dare you?
I've got the noble background.
Looks away, your eyes half lit in a perfect demure.
Your Majesty.
Indeed. Indeed, I'll let you roll another animal handling check. In fact, not animal handling, let's roll persuasion.
No, animal handling's my best, but that's
Yeah, but persuasion now.
alright. That's a 13.
It accepts your request and hops on to the top of the bag.
So, first off, how's your day going?
It's fine, thank you.
Did it reply?
To you, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Nobody else heard that, by the way.
okay. Well, I'm glad that we're starting out on this good. Hey, so we found you near the Thorn Wall originally, right? You joined our group around the Thorn Wall, if I remember correctly.
That was another bird. I am a new and greater form of life.
This is the bird.
I've transcended birding.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
am no more.
Right. So my question for you is, I mean, would you, be willing to descend from your glorious throne and help out a couple peasants like us as we try to navigate this thorn wall?
It weighs the options. I mean, this is a favor. Give me a persuasion check. Literally to see if you can favor this bird. I have persuasion rolls I just read.
It's another
What'd you get?
13.
Alright. Since it is a neutral to you essentially, then the DC is only 10, so yes, it's like, alright. I will go and provide you with aid.
Pulls his little wing into his chest like that.
I'm still the only one that can hear the voice.
Yeah.
The rest of us just see this bird like pull his wing over to his
Brad
chest.
talking to
With this really puffed up look.
Okay. The bird says he's going to help us out.
Okay.
Or, how should I refer to you? How would you like to be addressed? I want to be accurate here. I want to be... You said you're a new bird, so
I like how
Calling
there's 30
you-
rolls for this.
calling you bird's
In
not going to cut it
response.
anymore.
Well,
He's scrambling to go with like a name or something. Yeah,
basically,
I don't think he was preparing to have sentient
Well, who
bird.
would?
look,
This
he
came out
rolled a
of
nat 20 and then he rolled a 19 and then rolled a nat 20 again. And then at night when you're talking to when you're doing the thing, he rolls a nat 20 again. And I'm just like, this bird is it's cheating.
It is ascending to godhood.
This bird might just, okay, like, I'm sorry, this bird might just be the most powerful being in the universe.
Oh my gosh.
If he keeps throwing 20s like this, oh gosh, my goodness, why doesn't it DM? Oh my gosh.
Maybe it actually is DMing and you were just the puppet the entire time. It can be like a placeholder for the DM. Whatever the DM wishes to speak is the bird.
Yeah. Generate random names. Cool. Alright, so,
I'm gonna write this down. Here we go.
well, don't write it down. It's terrible.
Okay.
Anyway,
Please say the bird's name is Dave.
no.
And that was Dave all.
Unfortunately, no, that's not how this
I'm
works.
sorry. Yeah.
That would be hilarious, and I'd love that.
No, but we should do that.
I mean, that's really funny, though.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it.
It's too good, man. It's,
No, I
it's too
didn't.
good for this campaign. It's too good for us, man. So this bird's name, it says that, is Sophia Celeste McCon Selena the third.
You're right, I couldn't turn that.
Can I, is there a shorter version? When I still want to be respectful, can I tell you something?
Your Majesty.
Fine.
Her Highness.
Sophia.
The bird's actually a female. You didn't know.
I think Sophia would
Don't
be
know how to
good.
tell.
Birds are, in fact, sometimes difficult to tell. And I didn't have a gender, I rolled for that.
I think
Okay,
Sophia. Her Highness Sophia might be a good address.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn all you guys into
Sophia the third, let's go with that.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna turn to everyone and be like, Her Highness, Her Majesty is going to help us out.
Okay.
Aren't birds like super hard to tell their gender? In fact, impossible.
She's in
Without,
fact
like,
quite
Not
mad.
necessarily.
Actually, coloration just to do a great job of that. But
They are.
You know which ones
she
they
is
are
not
when they
happy
start
with
laying
this,
eggs.
and she tries to peck
The
you.
color of the crest on the
Hey,
beak.
she's pecking you. That's all.
Okay.
She pecks you on the head. You receive 2 damage of hubris,
Okay.
and that puts you in your place. 2 guilt damage. 2,
Okay.
respect for your betters, clearly.
Was the bird talking to all of us?
No, just,
No.
just saying.
Yeah, you were the one who was like, how do you know it's a female when it pecked at you?
Yeah, because you can't tell
Clearly,
it's a
it's
female.
obvious.
You can't tell it's a female unless it's like one of those sexy birds, or it starts laying eggs. You know what I mean, though? Like, or like,
To find what one of
Wait.
those sexy birds is.
no, the sexy birds are the boys, right? You
But
know,
understandably, yes, male birds tend to be more colored than female birds as a general rule.
like the peacock. The lady bird is like,
The
like
peahen is in
brown.
fact brown.
and
the most
then the
bright color
male
possible.
one is like sexy to the female birds. Maybe
Lucky
not
is
to
a
me.
strange duck, and I love this.
Okay.
Alright, now that we've had that one, bird experience. Yes, she spreads her glorious wings and flies into the sky.
Okay, lead on, Your Majesty.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright,
Oh right. I
Yeah.
got damaged.
I'm gonna have to roll
This is all
further
your fault.
bird checks now, because that's what's gonna happen.
Gonna keep getting 20s too.
Why did you have to say that? I didn't even look at the die, and then I looked at the 20, and I'm like, I've rolled these in different ways every time.
Would you like to borrow one of my dice?
No, this bird has spoken. This die is not a bird's die. It's blue, the bird's blue, it must be fate.
You're like, this dice will no longer be rolled for anything else
It's
except
not
for
my,
the bird.
it's the bird's die now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just,
Yeah, no, it's fine. You don't have to involve
who
this.
is this?
It's hilarious. It's beautiful.
The bird managed to lead you through this exceptionally well. The bird knows exactly how to get you through. The question is, can you guys follow effectively? That's a different story.
That'll be a survival check, I think.
I'm gonna treat this like a skill thing, like I did when you guys were fleeing that house thing. So as you guys go through, certain vials start to shift and move in weird directions, and so sometimes you have to make an educated guess about which direction to get to the bird, who's like, oh shoot, over here, to respond. So at first, there's a 3-way split, and one of those just gets slithered over by walls and vines, and some of it is just sort of like, so you have 2 routes. One of them seems good, one seems bad. Somebody give me a investigation check. This will be their
I've
chance.
only got a +1 on my investigation. Anybody higher?
Haha, I have a +0.
No, +1.
I have a +2.
Go
So
for
I
it,
guess it's
Brandon.
15.
Alright. Yes, you managed to pick up the path the bird wanted you to take. And get there safely. The other path, you're not sure what would have happened, but it kind of feels like that would have been a dead end. And a bad thing in a wall of murder thorns. So you keep going. Turns and turns and turns, and goodness gracious, mazes are not supposed to be a thing. Until you come to a point, there's a kind of a person that's like being pulled slowly into the wall, and they're just like, help me, because they're dying. And I need someone to make a
Will saving throw.
wisdom saving throw.
That would be me. I have
Yeah, not
lots of
me.
wisdom.
I got 0.
I got 20.
Not bad. You are quite aware this is fake. The person's already dead. This illusion isn't perfect. It's actually a skeleton being puppeted by the vines.
Don't do it, Bran. And I presume I have to hold it back with you, like, don't do
Brand's
it.
like,
I have to hold
But
that
after a
person.
few minutes, the illusion sort of fades and the vines stop with the skeleton and just drop it, and it just falls to pieces. This sort of husk of what was once somebody. Maybe someone that they lost before on the way in and out.
Brand's gonna light it on fire.
Okay, Brad, you do that. It's lit with a light fire.
Sacred flame.
It's so bright, it burns. So you keep going and manage to avoid any other strange calls out for help that
That's
are very creepy. And, alright, this next one, there's only one route, but as you're going down this sort of long hallway, it starts to, like, vines start to, like, close behind you, and they get faster and faster. And, gonna need someone to make an athletics saving throw to get everyone through.
I have a negative on my athletics.
Haha, that's
Don't
me.
want me.
long legs here could save the day.
The long leg boy.
It also helps because he also can carry most of you and go fast.
16.
Yeah, that'll do it.
16 plus 6, 21.
It's not bad.
22.
You manage to get people, and the people who are slow enough, you manage to carry. Because these vines are moving way fast, and it's basically just like, nobody wants to get grabbed. But you do manage to get through without any hassle, so you guys have done really well. Finally, at what might be the end, there are 3 sort of doors. They're all stone, and each of them has sort of its own unique little kind of almost puzzle lock set of things to do to open the door that are like little twisty wheels or of stone or little like handles that you may have to move in complex ways. Sort of something esoteric in nature but hilariously funny in real life.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. What would you, since Burl's the only one that hasn't made a roll, Burl gets to make
Would
the
that
choice.
be a sleight of hand?
That depends what you want to do with sleight of hand.
We'll try and figure out puzzle locks.
Okay.
Do a test roll of each
Yeah,
one?
sure. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
She does sneaky test
Give me an
rolls.
18.
Cool. You are quite aware that these will do certain effects if they are done, and if the wrong one is done, it might trigger something that isn't a door. You are aware that 2 of these are trapped, and 1 is probably normal.
So you know which door to go through that?
Not yet.
Nope. But you could try to find out through use of your skills and abilities.
I'm gonna
Do perception.
touch Pearl's shoulder and be like, if anybody can do this, it's you.
Thanks, Greg.
And as you do that, you hear.
That's guidance, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I figured just as much.
Yeah, you hear strange whispers again, and you also hear, yeah, we'll roll for it. We'll see how well the guidance worked.
Well, that's a 17 base. Plus, is this going to be investigation or perception?
If you're trying to find, or are you trying to look? Are
That's
you
the
trying to
thing.
find the right door, or are you just trying to look at them?
I would be trying to find which one is not the trap.
Investigation, then.
So you have the 18 base.
7.
What's the new base?
Yeah, 17 base, and I think my investigation's a +1, so that would be 18 plus the guidance, which is 2, which makes 20.
Alright, so you managed to figure it out. This door on the left is the right one. The middle one, if you do that wrong way, the door falls on you. Basically, the handle's the way you pull it, and the door is poorly placed, that the door will just come with the handle and slam on somebody, and it's a 10-foot plus door of stone.
Don't touch that one.
The other one on the right, as you investigate it, you're very well aware that it has little places for your hands, and if you put your hands in and turn it, it's going to crush your hands. And while it may not actually kill you or break them or pulverize them, it's going to hurt like heck. It
Don't
might
mess
even
with that
break your
one.
wrists.
Yeah, definitely don't mess with that one, and don't touch that one. Let's do this one. This one's a good one.
Alright.
Cool. You managed to get through this one. This one requires you to do some interesting finagling, but you do get through it. And the door itself kind of swings. It's not really all the way stone. It's cleverly disguised. It's mostly wood.
Interesting.
It's reinforced. It's old wood, and it's been slightly cared for. There's been places where it's been fixed when you investigate it from the back.
Yeah, this is definitely the right place. Now, before we go walking in, she would look up to the sky to see what time of day it is.
Okay. It's afternoon, nearing sunset.
Yeah.
Like I said, 2 days travel.
Alright, you guys, just be aware. It's probably gonna happen when I'm inside here, so if I start acting crazy, stand back and get ready, because I don't know how long I'll be able to pull myself out of it.
Friends like Jones tie you up. I got a net.
Maybe.
That could come in handy.
If you want, we could also kill you, but I don't think that's something you would want.
No, I don't think that's a good thing either. And then I'll turn to my dog and be like, Brooks, now I'm putting you in charge to make sure I don't kill nobody, okay? Just, when it happens, if I go crazy, don't let me kill anybody.
I wonder now that you have a psychic link to it, does that affect it when you go crazy?
I don't think so.
I don't know, we've never been through this before, so.
Tian's giving that slide look over there. Why do you have to give my
Sorry, she said that. I
I'm
just
not,
looked
I
over
just-
like this.
That was trying to be brand new character, like.
I certainly hope not. Brooks, you're not gonna go crazy if I go to werewolf, are you? Doggy's quiet.
The dog is quiet.
The dog?
It's quiet.
The dog makes no comment, no
I
promises.
don't know.
Okay.
The dog made a check. It does not know. Its dog background does not help with its role of knowledge. It is not, in fact, werewolf knowledgeable.
I'm sorry, well, we'll just hope that's not the case then. Because I need you to save everybody if I go after them.
Yeah. Alright. So, you guys, there's an approach to the castle. It's pretty straightforward now, but also it's turning into night. Are you guys gonna wait here or are you gonna go in the castle? Gonna take a
I don't
pass?
think it's safe to be this close to the thorn wall.
Yeah.
We want to be closer to the castle if we make camp.
There is a vague courtyard you can make camp in if you wanted to.
It seems risky at the same time. I don't know.
But there's not incredibly amounts of other space too. It's
We also don't know what's lurking inside the castle, and we go sleeping in a place where we've been told there's monsters and things.
this is
The
in fact a
courtyard
possibility.
might be better. We can just make camp real fast.
I vote that we not make camp.
But do we want to be exhausted going into this? Because I think we kind of need
Do
to
you want her to
rest.
turn into a werewolf while we're in there or out here?
That'd be easier if we're out.
Well, it's up to you guys.
I vote for out in the courtyard.
We could also just be cruel and all rest except for you, so you can be exhausted, so you have a disadvantage when you try to murder us all.
Because if I try to murder you all, I still
That
have,
is true.
I've got 2 successes. So I might actually have a good chance this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, we'll make a sort of makeshift camp outside, but we need to all stay awake until after the transformation finishes.
That will happen in the morning, I think. That's what happens the last thing.
No, what? I don't think that's how werewolves work.
Well, that's what happened all in the dream house.
Or is it
That
like?
was a dream.
Oh, sorry. Is it like when the midnight or something? Is that what happens?
Is it the full moon itself, I think?
Based on your experience, it seems to be full moon, but hey, I mean, that's what you've heard.
So I say for
That's common
precaution,
knowledge.
and bro, this is nothing against you. I say as a precaution, you let me tie you up with the net.
Alright, I just don't want to ruin it.
The net?
Yeah.
We'll
It's-
live.
I'll be okay if it gets ruined. It's fine.
I mean, the net will probably not prevent anything forever. It will be like a time thing.
Mm-hmm.
The net is not a perfect solution.
Does anyone have rope?
Mm-hmm.
You all have rope.
I don't have rope.
Everyone that didn't give their rope away like a silly boy has rope.
Actually, I kept my like wheel symbol. And stuff.
Yeah, of course you can give away your holy symbol. I'm not gonna say you're that silly.
No.
If you did, I would just be like, alright, new game.
Alright, so I have rope that we can use to tie you up if that sounds alright.
Okay. Just get
Okay.
it over with.
Let's tie up the child.
We should have a safety word.
A safety word.
Oh
Pickle.
my.
So like you guys know that I'm okay if I, you know, if the transformation goes
Yeah, that's
good,
actually not a
Jeff.
bad idea.
you can untie me, but if I don't say the safety word, then you leave me tied.
Oh, great and glorious bird. Where are you?
No,
No.
you already called
Tis
me.
I.
Not great.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Jeff. It's Jeff
Where is
now. If you don't say Jeff, we're murdering
I
you.
didn't know where it was. That's fine.
How
It was on your pack.
Just shout out
Not in it,
Uncle.
on it. Oh. It stands proudly.
Muffin. I like Muffin.
Hey,
Uncle Jeff.
What do you
It
think?
has a
I
disinterested
like
stare.
Uncle Jeff.
I want to make sure I
That's
involve
why
in
you
decision
say it
making
as
here.
your
What do you
safe word.
think?
I like Muffin.
So anyways,
The bird is ambivalent.
Ambivalent.
Sophia the Third is not concerned with the affairs of mortals.
alright, so I
Fair
rolled
enough.
Ambivalent. Alright, I'm gonna write that
I rolled
down.
21 on the survival check of tying the nuts.
21, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're solid enough.
Pretty solid tie, yeah. She is in fact considered restrained now.
Alright.
A restrained creature's speed is 0, can't benefit from bonus speed. Against it, have advantage if you attack. Its attack rolls have disadvantage, and disadvantage on dex saving throws.
I just hope I don't get we don't get attacked by something that's not me tonight.
That wouldn't be very fun, would it?
We would untie you.
Foreshadow.
That was the case.
Alright, so night comes, people are preparing your tied up. Did you guys make a small fire? What do you do? How does this look? What's this scene look like to me?
I would have Bronx watch over me and my watch in my place since I'm tied up and can't do anything.
We're not doing watches until we know for sure what's going on with you. We are a small group gathered midway between the thorn wall and the castle.
To be fair, this is a good place to sleep a little bit and not a lot.
In a bit, after moonrise.
Good place to be an elf, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't have to sleep. That'd be
We
great.
can just meditate for 4 hours and vaguely be aware of everything. So after about maybe an hour of you guys just sort of vaguely sitting there being like, what do we do? The moon starts to appear in the sky. It's a full moon, and let me see. This should be the noises I'm looking for.
Oh dear.
It's definitely that. And you were beginning to feel it within your blood.
The thing your gut.
Oh, you'll hear it.
Oh dear. Alright guys, it's coming.
It's not supposed to be legible very much, and when it is, you'd wish it wasn't. And you begin to hear things, you begin to see things, your eyes begin to glaze over, and yes, you find yourself watched.
Memories are back.
Not necessarily the same as before, not this grand moon and all the eyes and this whole resplendent court, none of that. But a little of that. The moon is in perfect pitch, and around it 1,000 eyes in the forest start to glow and stare at you from the darkness. And you are you feel the same feeling. And make me a roll. What's your roll and what's the
I
same?
think it's Constitution, if memory serves right. That's 9.
I mean, I assumed it was something else, but hey, Constitution is whatever.
Well, that's what you told me last time, was a Constitution saving throw.
Was it?
If you would
In
like
the
it.
dream realm?
Yeah. I mean, I could use a Dex
With
or
the
Intelligence.
levels,
I would love to use one of those two.
I'm gonna let you use a. Give me an intimidation check. I'm gonna roll intimidation for this.
That's an 8. My strength is terrible. No, intimidation's not strength. That's okay. That would make 12.
12, huh? All right. Right, cool. So you managed to
He's fun and nice.
warp and twist, and your bones creak in odd ways, and basically, through about 30 minutes of creaking and screaming, you.
30 minutes?
Oh yeah. You are vaguely in the shape of a wolf,
Okay.
and
Another partial.
technically no. And so you have sort of gotten, you've sort of partialed it, but in this, you are given a voice, and things begin to approach your vision more. Nobody else can see this at all. And before you, this sort of grand mass of teeth and eyes slithers out, and they kind of cacophonously and dissonantly give you a command. They would like you to provide them with the blood of something living. They want you to take something's blood and give it to them. Their lifeblood, their heart blood, blood from the heart.
Well, all blood comes from the heart.
No, blood from inside the heart.
Okay.
It must be a murder.
Okay. How would you like me to give this to you this time? Because the last time I wasn't so sure how to do it.
They don't respond to that. And you are also
So she's just partially a werewolf.
you are also
What did we decide?
your normal werewolf. The last time you were a werewolf, you were vaguely werewolfy. Now you are much more kind of hideous in a lot of ways, and you've gained a small vestigial arm
More
on your left
hideous?
side. She's a little more patchy in some places, less hairy, and a little more hairy in others, and so it's kind of uneven. Yeah, and she has just a small 3-finger thing that's barely poking out of the side. And
That could be useful for holding things.
it can in fact be used to hold a thing, but it cannot carry more than 5 pounds.
Alright, we'll get one of my daggers so that we can.
Well, you're still tied up, right?
True. When I'm untied.
Not that hand. Anyway, and yeah, you're also going to need to make a saving throw against. Yeah, just give me a wisdom saving throw.
Against the madness.
The bloodlust.
That's 2.
You fail. You desire blood greatly. The call for blood sings in your ears, and you are unaware. That's a failure, by the way. So you begin to foam at the mouth and thrash in your bonds, and basically you move to as close as you could to try to attack, which is no speed at all. But basically you fall over and you start writhing and you start growling and snapping, and your dog just starts to kind of fidget strangely. And it's kind of just and then your dog eyes roll over and it passes out.
Okay.
Look, if you didn't fail horribly. Yeah. What are you guys gonna do? Your companion is foaming at the mouth and gone mad and bloodthirsty and biting around and all that hideous, nasty.
I would like to specify that this went on for 30 minutes, and for a long time we were all like really worried, like, are you okay? You need a safe word? You okay over there? And then towards the end of it, it actually just got boring. We were all kind of bored of this and waiting for it to end so that we could finally go to sleep, and now this is happening and it's very bad.
Roll the hit. With disadvantage, so yeah, roll the hit.
What am I adding for my hit?
Damn.
The rope.
Oh.
What kind of hits? Like,
She's a small vestigial arm with dagger in it. What do you think I'm doing?
is it like strength or dex or what am I adding?
Just roll the hit as if you were rolling your dagger roll.
Which is finesse.
Yes.
5.
Cool. Your proficiency is probably 3 or 4, right?
3.
3. And then your dex modifier is?
Plus.
So it's an 11.
Okay, so it's an 11, and so you do not hit.
Okay.
Mainly because it's a DC 15, because it's hard to reach with your small, stubby little T-Rex arm.
And it's a new vestigial arm. It's
And
probably
you did say with
disadvantage.
disadvantage, right? But
That was your
yeah, I
disadvantage.
was gonna say, because the 5 is pretty bad.
If it fails one roll, it's going to fail the second.
Sure.
Anyway, so that's, you guys are noticed it's flailing and the attempt.
I need somebody to grab her jaws so I can take away the knife.
Grab.
Nokia grabs.
It was super effective.
Alright, I'm gonna try it.
Only it was.
It actually was, huh? Alright,
Um,
he's gonna try a sleight of hand.
at least 21.
Okay, you will provoke an attack of opportunity. I'm trying this. Can you roll the hit again?
That's gonna make a 16.
Alright, roll disadvantage. It's a T-Rex arm, it's not got good reach.
That would be better, so 16.
16, huh?
Hits.
Hit? Oh, shoot, roll damage then, Kylie.
Okay, that is. We're gonna say I got the extra sharp one. It's not doing, so that's 3. And this is always where I need to write this down. Am I adding anything else to that where it's not trying
Just
to.
your dex modifier.
Just.
So 3 plus your dex, but then it's also the sharp, super sharp one, right? So
Well, yeah, but that's a 1d6.
Yeah, so she just rolled a d6 instead.
Oh, okay.
So that's
instead of
gonna
D4.
make 6.
Okay. So 6 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet. You take 6 points of stabbing, piercing damage.
Okay.
Alright, there you go, boom. You take a stab, Naki, you can't grapple because you've been stabbed. However, Warren, you're making a grab, you can roll an athletics check.
I was going to try and roll a sleight of hand to grab the knife, and I didn't get a 17 on that attempt. A sleight of hand to try and sneak the knife while he
Oh,
was
sure. Well,
attempting.
you can get it after the stab, but unfortunately, it required him to be in range to even do it while he's doing it. So unfortunately, he got stabbed.
Alright. So, and it's a second attempt then.
Well, I mean, athletics is normally for grappling, and grappling is usually what you use. But sleight of hand for stealth is fine since he's distracted, so I'll let you get that if you wanted to.
I'm going to try for it since the last one got him attacked. So that's a 20 altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely beats Pearl's strength on her small T-Rex arm, which is half their normal, and she didn't roll that well because I rolled for her, because frankly it's being silly. And you managed to rip the dagger out of the hand and kind of hurt, because it's a small vestigial limb. You do a point of bludgeoning damage to the small hand. So yeah, Burl, you take a point of damage.
Okay.
Alright.
Do we have another rope?
I have 50 feet of it. We didn't use it all.
With this, Burl can't reach the rope with her mouth, and she doesn't seem to be able to
I'd like to attempt wrapping that new limb in rope and tying it down with everything else.
Alright. It squishy scratches at you and doesn't do anything because it's not clawed.
Okay.
It's a little too human, really, if you think about it.
Alright, so this time it was an 11 on a survival roll to tie off the little hand.
Yeah.
Or was I doing it?
You can both do it.
Oh, you're doing it.
It's
yeah.
tied off.
Okay.
She's died. She ain't going nowhere.
Now what do? We can't leave her out here.
Well, we're just gonna have to wait it out, it sounds like.
Yeah, that does make sense. We can take turns taking watch and get a chance to sleep.
Every hour I get a chance to roll and try to game.
Yep. I'd say an hour goes by while people are discussing things. Roll.
Is this also,
Hopefully you don't fail this again.
is this still gonna be wisdom or?
This is will, so charisma or wisdom. Take your pick.
Charisma is gonna be better. It gives me a plus 30.
Sure.
That's a 16 base, so 19 with the charisma.
That's good. That's a success. You are able to gain one slight improvement to your form, and you are able to return to your senses and not try to murder everybody instantly.
What slight improvement to my
You
form?
can be slightly less hideous and have more balanced first spread,
Yeah,
or you can remove the small vestigial
I'm
arm.
gonna keep the arm because that might come in handy. A nice first spread would be a full.
Yes, you are.
So
So,
going for cosmetics
First
over
red.
losing the...
to be fair, it might be useful.
Yeah, I can hide it that.
I rolled on a random table, so I'm surprised it turned out to be a hand.
Right. No,
I was afraid it was going to be a foot or a nose or something.
Pearl doesn't want to be hideous and ugly, and a first spread would make her feel a little bit better.
Sure, okay. You are slightly less hideous than before. You are vaguely not a monster.
Yay.
So Ward is probably a little more happy with your current look. And you are also not foaming at the mouth and you can speak.
Oh, okay, that was wooey. What was that word again? Well, ambivalent, I think it was. Ambivalent, everybody. Ambivalent. Wooey.
What's about what?
That was
Ambivalent.
I don't understand.
That was not the safe word at all.
Was it not ambivalent?
It was Jeff.
It was Uncle Jeff, and you were pushing for muffin.
I was putting then somebody said something that ambivalent was the safe word.
No, I don't think we ever said
Well, I
that.
think she's back.
I don't know. If she doesn't remember the safe word, we may not.
Uncle Jeff, Muffin, ambivalent, whatever the heck it was. It's okay.
Tell us something only the real Burl would know.
There's a lot of things that only the real girl would know.
Just pick
Would
one
we
thing.
know any of these things?
Boring, you're really boring.
You guys. Oh, no, that's just personal attack. Roll for intimidation.
That's only the real girl would know. That's 5.
Yeah, it's not very intimidating. It sounds pathetic and
That's the
whiny.
bro we know.
You croak it out.
Then it's just the intimidation fail.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
the
the
problem.
The bird is wearing the crown of evil.
What are you talking about?
Well, maybe no. I don't know. I just know that the red book says that the crown should not be used, and I'm really worried for that bird and what it's going to do.
The bird is very much asleep. It is in fact lounging sideways on the pack. It's basically like this.
Like drumming like one of your French girls.
List that. I was thinking more of
Propping his head up.
hers, and yes. I'm trying to keep my facts straight, because frankly I'm just here for the ride.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry.
The dice have spoken. Oh, I disagree.
I say we leave her tied up for a little while longer.
Come on, Bram.
Just take a nap. It's nighttime. Just take a nap.
Oh, I have blood to go get. And make me
No.
We need to sleep first so that we don't get
Why do
exhaustion.
you need blood again?
Look,
So-
This is a new thing for us. So why do you need blood?
Because this thing told me it came out and it had eyes and it's like.
Okay, can I cast thaumaturgy?
Sure.
And make a whispering voice right behind her? That says, "We no longer want any blood."
I don't believe you.
Roll deception check. Ran. And then, Burl, if you want to resist this as a player, you can have Burl roll to resist it with a wisdom
You
save.
want to resist me telling you not to get blood?
Yes,
Because
because it
one
did me
has
good last
rules.
time. It did me good last time, so.
Can I at least have advantage because I'm using a spell or something?
I'm not going to give you
That was
advantage.
a terrible roll.
What'd you roll?
4.
Okay, I'll give you advantage.
No.
I wasn't going to give you advantage unless it was a terrible roll, so hey.
It would have been a. What did you get? Oh, it was worse that time. That's
I
a
got a
6 roll.
10 base roll, so.
Oh, okay, so you don't convince Burl, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, you
I
don't
know that's
convince
you,
Burl as
man.
your...
Okay.
It was said in like very in Brand's normal voice. And so it was really just like,
You don't need blood, Burrow.
We no longer want blood.
to be fair, I find it actually more scary.
I'm gonna keep trying it for the next 4 hours.
You can absolutely do that.
It's a cantrip, so
However,
we're gonna keep doing this.
roll performance check to see if that would be super annoying to anyone else if they tried to sleep.
I'm sure it would
Is
be.
anyone going to try to sleep now that they know Burl's not frothing at the mouth and
Yes.
seems to be
Yeah,
back to
no,
senses?
I would joke it. I think we would all go to. Well,
We need to
we need to do a watch.
I'll take first watch this time. Should we go in reverse order?
Can I get him tied? It'd be a lot easier to
When it's
sleep.
your turn to watch, I'll untie you, okay?
No, don't do that.
But should we?
We shouldn't let her watch in the state we're in.
I mean, which will be a lot
I'm
easier to
okay with that.
sleep.
I'm okay with untying her as long as one of the other of us is awake.
Okay.
So why don't you wake me up
Okay.
when you untie her or before you untie her,
Okay.
and I'll stay awake while she's untied.
All right, we'll do that then.
Okay.
All right, Warren takes first watch. He is not, presumably not. All right. Perception check.
Sure.
All right.
No perception.
All right. So that's a 15.
Okay. You see a red stag in the background. Crimson is all it. As if it's been stained with blood, standing and watching.
Bro, look up. Bro, look up.
What?
Do you see that?
Where?
There's a red stag over there. That has been tied in blood. Do you see that?
Blood? You see some good blood? Over where? Where? Is perception?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not persuasion. That's a 10.
Okay. It takes you a while to see it, and by the time you see it, Warren and you are both aware there are now two.
Oh, hey, look at that. There's another one.
Guys, look up. Graham, look up.
Yes. Why?
Here's things. Now deal with it.
What?
Little things.
Can I be untied
No,
now?
really bad news. Really scary things. There's really red stags out in the dark.
Should I roll perception
Like how
too?
red?
Like blood red.
You don't need to roll perception.
Is
They
that
give you
No,
the data you require.
no, that's definitely not normal. I've seen some stags in my time. And that's
Alright,
that's not a color they come in.
I will go on 10, bro.
Yes, please, thank you. Rogues! Dog, where'd you go? What's your perception of these stags? Are they,
I'm sorry,
what am I
what?
gonna do? So I'm trying to communicate with the dog to see if they stags.
This is the cacophony that is going on in your minds. There are now 7 stags.
Can everyone see it?
Everyone can see them.
That's one for each of us.
They are surrounding you.
One for each of us. Since when are there 7 of us?
Well, one for me, one for 3 of you, one for the dog, one for the bird, and one for the shadow.
There's my shadows.
It's
Just part
basic.
of me.
It's basic math, not kid.
So I guess retreat into the castle now is not an option.
They have surrounded you. If you do, you will provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
They are approaching slowly.
Oh boy.
Boom.
What skills does the werewolf have?
Like, this is legitimately spooky, you guys.
I didn't expect this to even happen. Anyway,
I know there's
I'm gonna
bonuses
cast
to being a
the
werewolf.
werewolf. As a werewolf, you got better dark vision.
Right?
You have unarmed combat bonus. You have claws. You can bite people for a bonus attack. So even with light items, you can bite. So you could do both damage and bite somebody. And what else were you looking for?
I remember there was something about a strength bonus.
Yeah, you get an additional +2 strength.
Okay, so that would make my strength, I think, a +0. Unless it is +2 as in modifier, or to my face.
Roll a d20. I will grant you 1 boon if you succeed.
That's a 10.
Yes, that's a success. You may choose kind of one thing to improve physically. What do you want to be cool?
I want to be cool.
Yes, since you've.
What do you want to do the bonus to?
What do you want to improve? What are you looking for? What does Beryl want? How does she want to change her form to be better in combat?
That's a hard call.
I know what I would do.
I was gonna say, can I give myself wings so I can fly?
You may not. However, if you did, you would get small, basic vestigial wings, since you have 0 wing power, and I gave you the option earlier and you didn't want it.
So I'd go for another vestigial arm you balance it out.
Yeah.
That way you don't look
To be fair, the vestigial arm can
I
do
would be
1 damage in
so I
combat.
could kick people in the face.
And you could have 2 that would do 2 damage in combat, regardless of any other weapon. So you can add 2 damage if you get another one.
Alright, I guess I'll balance it out, and then I'll have one of each of my daggers in each of its hands.
Okay. Yeah, so you have your daggers in Sufit's hands, which actually lets you use your claws as well. So you technically have 5 dice.
Sweet.
Congrats. Well, you're gonna be a werewolf. It's so useful. I'm sure it's not gonna backfire.
Oh goodness.
Okay. So I'm gonna now kind of do
What
something.
languages do you guys speak anyway?
Just foreign ones.
The common ones.
Common, dwarf, elvish, and abyssal.
Common and John.
Abyssal is spoken. They begin to mutter strange words. They speak of the price and